Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. My name is Jules, and what I'm going to teach you today is something that changed my life. I used to believe that if I wanted something badly enough, I had to chase it with everything I had. Push, pull, grind, hustle, and force the universe to give it to me. I thought that if I didn't make it happen, it wouldn't happen. That somehow my effort was the only variable that mattered. That if I didn't win, it must have meant that I didn't try hard enough. But the reality was that that belief brought me more burnout than breakthroughs, more frustration than fulfillment. Because what I was doing was fighting the current. I was acting like the universe was something I could bend to my will. That if I visualized hard enough, worked long enough, pushed ruthlessly enough, the outcome would be mine. And when it wasn't, when the door didn't open, when the timing didn't work, when I didn't get what I wanted, I felt like I had failed, like I could have done more. Not because the thing wasn't right for me, but because I didn't force it hard enough. I remember one time in particular, a recruiter reached out to me about an opportunity, what I would call a dream job at the time. The pay was incredible, the company was prestigious, and the role was everything I thought I wanted. And truthfully, it required more than what I was qualified to do. But they reached out to me, so I thought, hey, this must be a sign, right? I was convinced that this was meant for me, so I dove in headfirst. I prepared like never before. Every free moment I had was spent researching, rehearsing, and polishing every possible answer. I meditated, I visualized, I journaled affirmations. I was obsessed. I told myself, this job is mine. There was no room in my mind for any other outcome. I declared it. I tried to will it into existence. I didn't just want it. I thought I could force it until I didn't get it. I remember staring at the rejection email in disbelief. I had done everything. I took every step, every strategy, every ounce of energy. I felt confused, like I had somehow been betrayed by the process, or maybe even by the universe itself. How could I want something so badly and still not get it? But that moment became a turning point for me, because deep down, if I was being honest with myself, something felt off the whole time. I ignored the small signs, the gut feelings, the subtle resistance because I was too focused on controlling the outcome. I didn't allow for flow. I was operating from fear. Fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, fear that if I didn't make it happen, nothing would happen. That experience taught me something I carry to this very day. Trust is more powerful than control. What I couldn't see in that moment was that not getting that job made room for opportunities that were more aligned. In hindsight, it was the best thing that could have happened. It led me down a path that's changed my life, a path filled with more purpose, more impact, and more inner peace. And I never would have found it if I had forced myself into something that wasn't truly mine. This is what so many of us are never taught. There's a difference between giving your all and gripping something so tightly that you choke the life out of it. You can be committed without being controlling. You can want something with your whole heart and still have the wisdom to say, if not this, then something better will come my way. When you're in alignment, you don't have to force. You move with the current, not against it. There is a difference between discipline and control. There's a difference between showing up every day for your vision and clenching your fist around something that might not be meant for you. You're allowed to want something deeply and still release it. You're allowed to dream, plan, visualize, and still trust that if it's meant to happen, it will. That if something doesn't unfold the way you imagined, it's not a failure. It's divine redirection. See, trust is an act of courage. To trust means you surrender the outcome. You still do the work, but you don't attach your worth to the result. You still want, but you're not desperate. You move, but you let go. That's not weakness. That's power. Because when you trust, you allow room for the things greater than your imagination. You open yourself up to things you didn't plan, but needed. You stop saying, this has to happen, and start saying, show me what's meant for me. And you know what? When you do that, you stop forcing love that doesn't fit. You stop chasing careers that don't feed your soul. You stop grabbing goals that were rooted in ego, not truth. And suddenly, space opens. You start receiving, and not because you gave up, but because you gave in. You surrender to something bigger than yourself. I call it God. You can call it the universe. You can call it alignment. The name doesn't matter. The energy does. Now, it doesn't mean that you stop showing up. This is extremely important. You have to show up. You have to do the work. You still visualize. You still journal. You still meditate. You still take action. But the energy behind it shifts. You're no longer begging the universe to listen. You're co-creating with it. You're not pleading for your life to change. You're trusting that it's unfolding as it should. You're not asking, how do I force this to happen? You're asking, how do I align with what's already meant for me? Because what's meant for you isn't going to need manipulation. It won't drain you to the point of emptiness. It won't leave you grasping, chasing, and clinging. It will call you forward. It will expand you. It will challenge you, sure, but in a way that grows you, not breaks you. It's not passive. It's not lazy. It's not giving up. It's flowing. It's listening. It's trusting. And that trust is magnetic. People can feel when your energy is grounded, not desperate. They can feel when you're moving with faith, not fear. Opportunities open when your energy isn't clinging to outcomes. When you release the grip, you create space for something better than you had imagined. Sometimes we are so set on making something happen that we forget to ask, is this what's meant for me? Is this the right next step? Because the ego wants to control. It wants guarantees. It wants the outcome tied in a bow, but the soul wants truth. It wants alignment. It wants peace, and peace doesn't come from control. It comes from surrender. And the wild part is when you stop forcing and start trusting, things begin to flow in ways you couldn't predict. The job that you thought you lost opens the door to a passion that maybe you buried. The relationship that ended makes space for one rooted in something real. The project that, didn't launch redirects you to something that actually matters. It's not loss, it's alignment. It's not rejection, it's redirection. You're not behind, you are being guided. We live in a world that glorifies the grind, don't stop, never quit, make it happen. And it is important to work hard, to believe in your dreams, to push forward, to overcome challenges. But you want to make sure that you're not forcing or trying to control the outcome. Listen. Listen to that inner voice. Follow those steps. Sometimes the outcome is the same, but you're forcing it so hard that it's taking longer than it should have taken because you're not listening to what the next step should be. I hope that this message resonated with you. I hope you found it valuable. If you did, let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe and share with those people that matter most to you. Thank you for watching. Until next time.